Today's show is sponsored by Profit Accumulator, the UK's #1 match betting service. So what is match betting? It's a method that's used by individuals to profit from free bets and incentives offered by bookmakers. And when you sign up to Profit Accumulator, they will walk you through how to do match betting with their easy to follow video guide. So what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description and you can start your Profit Accumulator journey today. Hi and welcome along to AFTV. We are here because we are looking forward to the draw today to find out who Arsenal are going to draw in the Europa League. So we're doing a live watch along to that. We've got the guys with me, Cecil, James, and of course Arsenal are in the hat and we're all wondering who we're going to get. Could Arsenal draw Manchester United? Yeah? There's some other good teams in there as well, you know what I mean? There's a few good teams in there.
Zagreb?
Unai Emery. Zagreb, yeah.
Zagreb, you've got, yeah, like you said, Unai Emery, Villarreal.
He's waiting for us, man. I'm telling you, he's coming.
That's probably going to happen.
Unai Emery's coming back to the Emirates. I'm telling you, it's happening.
Villarreal had a very good aggregate win over Dynamo Kiev, 4-0 on aggregate. That's impressive.
Wow.
Ajax are in the hat. That's another big gun we could draw. Slavia Prague, of course, who knocked out Rangers.
And Leicester.
Wow. So, you know, taken out 2 British clubs already. As I said, Manchester United, Roma, who beat Shakhtar over 2 legs, 5-1.
Is Granada?
That was pretty impressive. Granada.
Yeah, I'd like that.
Dinamo Zagreb.
Who did they beat?
Right. Who did they beat again? Yeah. If anybody remembers who they beat, put it in the comments. And of course, us. So, you know, there are some, there are some big teams left in this competition that we could draw. Now, with the draw today, we're going to find out who Arsenal draw, and also if they progress, then who they get in the semi-finals as well. That's how they do the draw.
Yeah.
They actually done the Champions League draw a little earlier. I don't know if you guys saw that, but Liverpool drawn Real Madrid. I think Chelsea drew Porto.
Blimey.
And PSG versus Bayern. I mean, wow,
that's
what a game that's
top
going to be.
hitters, big hitters.
Yeah. And what was it? Man City got Dortmund. So, you know, but who cares about that? It's all about Europa.
Yeah. This is the big one now.
This is
you've had your little fun with the tin pot, but now this is the big draw.
This is where it's at, the
Europa
League.
Of course, we got in there because last night we went through on aggregate 3-2. Bit of a disappointing performance by Arsenal. How we lost the game, I don't know. 1 deflected goal. They did have another chance, El Arabi, which Leno made a good save. But the story of the night really was with us is that we were a bit lacklustre, and we had, though, even with that, so many chances to win the game. Aubameyang guilty of 2 one-on-one misses. I think he could have had a hat-trick in the game.
He could have.
Pepe should have scored. Odegaard had a easy chance as well, which he just inexplicably booted right over the bar.
Yeah.
So we should, even though we didn't put in a great performance, we should really have won that game very easily last night, but we are through. What did you make of the game last night?
Yeah, I'll be honest. I was very disappointed, and Spurs did cheer me up. But I was left very disappointed with the performance because all I wanted was for Arsenal to go out there, do a professional job, not even to win the game, just to make it comfortable, be on the front foot. And in many ways we did, and their goal was quite lucky. And maybe if they hadn't and it was 0-0, I'd be feeling that way. But I was very disappointed with players who I felt had an opportunity to prove a point and maybe didn't take that chance. Danny Ceballos, who I vouched for so much.
Dreadful. And that's a few games now he's been dreadful.
Absolutely. Aubameyang with what happened on the weekend. Look, it looks like he's taken it well and he's responded well, and that's all great. But he was awful yesterday. You know, that was Aubameyang's probably his worst performance in an Arsenal shirt. And yeah, he'll rediscover his touching, I'm sure. But it was disappointing. I wanted to go through the little bit of class and style, and we didn't really. If you look over the 2 legs though, over these stats, you know, we did outshoot them 30-14. Shots on target 13-4. We had more possession. We outpassed them. But also the XG was 3.5 for us to their 0.94. So, you know, they scored 2 goals without, you know, even reaching an XG of 1. So, look, we were the better team over 2 legs. But I think if you watched it and you just used the eye test, it wasn't as convincing as maybe it should have been.
No.
Yeah, it wasn't. I don't know. I think it was quite a convincing, comfortable going through.
Yeah.
I felt like Arsenal had another gear. Even yesterday,
Yeah,
I felt that like there was more. It was all about managing the game. That came into it. But like you said, disappointing that we didn't just go out there and we're at home. So you want to get a win, but we're through.
Look, if they manage to recoup some energy and take it pretty easy ahead of West Ham, then great. You know, then that's almost the perfect scenario. But it didn't look to me like that. It looked actually like we were struggling at times to get the goal and kill it off. But
yeah, for me it was quite worrying. It's one of the worst performances I've seen from Arsenal. It was awful from both sides as well. If I'm honest, there was poor moments from both teams.
It was a bad game.
It was a terrible.
It
we were
was a
saying
bad
downstairs
game.
like there was times of passes were just going off the pitch. I was like, what is going on? It was I was disappointed in yesterday's performance massively.
And like you said, there were some players that came in that you're thinking, right, you got your opportunity here.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm like, literally every player who came in was poor.
Yeah.
You know,
Agreed.
Bellerin was poor yesterday. Sapias was dreadful.
Yeah.
How many touches does this guy think he can have on the ball?
Yeah.
And again, it was him giving the ball away, which led to them scoring, which he did in the other games.
I mean,
dreadful, man.
On that, Youssef El Arabi, and people must be sick of me hearing me speak about this guy, but
I am sick of you, especially because I listen to that bloody song in my head now, every time you mention it.
Another goal again, isn't it?
Danger, man. He got another goal, and if I'm honest, he's not doing much to score these goals. Yes, he's a good finisher, but we're kind of giving him we're giving him these goals. And I just want to read a comment here off AFTV Instagram page on the Youssef El Arabi post we did. It said, it's Chef_James85 says, if we are to worry about El Arabi, we shouldn't even be in the competition. He's no Messi or Ronaldo. Funny enough, Youssef El Arabi, it's the third time he scored against us consecutively. The only person to do that is Lionel Messi in the European competition.
Moroccan Messi.
Yeah, so I mean, it was annoying. And also another comment quickly just said, a guy said on the AFTV Instagram page, said, if El Arabi scores the last goal to qualify and I see that celebration of him shooting guns, I will break my TV. And yesterday he scored. Obviously they didn't qualify, but it was like, of all people,
we just made it nervous for ourselves unnecessarily.
We did, we did. And do you know what, Robbie? Sorry to cut. A lot of that was just sloppiness.
Yeah.
A lot of it, and you look at the possession lost over the first leg and the second leg. There's a graphic here. I mean, Aubameyang lost it 5 times in the first leg, 16 in the second. Xhaka 6 times in the first leg. 16 last night.
16 times. What? The team lost it, or
Aubameyang lost it.
Aubameyang lost the ball 16 times.
Yeah.
That is unbelievable.
Granit Xhaka lost it 6 times in the first leg, 13 in the second. Gabriel 6 times in the first leg, 14 in the second leg. Tierney lost it 18 times, but in fairness, he actually lost it 20 times in the first leg. But this is what I mean. There was just a sloppiness throughout.
It was a bit. It wasn't good.
Just, that's what I mean. Why I felt disappointed. It's all right playing.
You're not going to win the tournament playing like that.
No. And we should.
There's some good teams left in it.
We should worry a bit on that as well because they had no pressure. Arsenal didn't have. They should have been out there playing and enjoying it and just securing the win. That's what worries me. Is this should have been a game. It should have been a comfortable win. But we saw what happened.
Fake Shack says, my friend said he lost around £300 yesterday because he thought Tottenham would win 3-0. Turns out it was the exact opposite. Of course, that did cheer us up. After we were watching, we continued the stream. I don't know if anybody saw it, right? So after the game, our game finished and, we're through and that. Not the greatest of performances, but we're through. But then we heard that Tottenham are losing 2-0. So we said, you know what? Let's continue the stream. Let's continue watching. And then lo and behold, Dinamo Zagreb go and scored the 3rd goal. And it was a great game. It was great. And Tottenham, oh my God, man. What a capitulation by them over the past week. They've gone from, they're going to win this, win that. They were one of the favourites for this competition.
Yeah.
To going out. But what it does show you, though, is that if you underestimate any team left in this competition, you will get knocked out. You will get knocked out. Slavia Prague, even who, I wouldn't mind getting, but Slavia Prague have knocked out 2 British teams. They knocked out Leicester. They've knocked out Rangers.
Look, all banter aside, Tottenham's result and performance yesterday reminded me, let's just be grateful we're through. Because, and I saw someone on Twitter made a great point to me, because I was tweeting about my disappointment with the performance. They said, look, winning games when you're playing badly isn't a bad thing. I said, that's a fair point, and actually we played so well against Spurs. The Leicester performance was good a few weeks ago. There's been good performances in there. So just to get through is great, but I mean, Spurs did make it very fun, I've got to say.
I know you was fuming yesterday, but I weren't, I was like, listen, I was disappointed in the performance. I wasn't fuming because the job's done. And the one thing I know about European competition is that it's a completely different game to, Premier League and things like that, in that it's a two-legged affair. So you know, you're not judged on one game. You're judged on what you do over the 2 games. And we, you know, the 3 goals that we scored, the 3 away goals, once you get something like that, it's very difficult to overcome for a team, because, you know, and it's also very sort of, you know, to defend that 3-1, you know the other team's got to score 3 goals.
Yeah.
Which is probably unlikely unless you're stupid. So a bit of caution comes into your play naturally, because you're thinking, you know what, I don't want to give the ball away, even though those stats say we gave it away loads of times, but it's like, I don't want to give the ball away, I don't want to do anything stupid, let's just, you know, look after it a bit more. And you're not as bold probably as what they might have been, say, in the first leg. Although, still though, when I look at it, even with that, the amount of chances we had.
It's disappointing.
You know,
it's
it was like, I could not believe that, especially that second chance that Aubameyang missed. When he's clean through, and he chips it over the goalkeeper and he puts it wide.
I think Pierre-Emerick said this. He says this on record that, like, when a striker has loads of time to think, that's when it's the most difficult to score. And don't get me wrong, at Aubameyang standard, you should be putting that away.
So Aubameyang's got to score that.
He had a
I think that's his bread and butter. You know, he's running in. The way it's shaped, and you're a striker, you know, it's opened up for his right foot. But he took it on his left. It was really weird.
He did everything right up until
the finish.
Apart from the direction. Even the finish, the chip was right, but the direction was
wrong.
Even the
and
one
that just summed up his night.
Yeah, even
the one in the first half as well.
I think that he was clear. Yeah, it was. I don't
Touch,
through, you're
open up,
thinking just,
and
you
finish.
know, open up, bang at each
it.
other. For some reason, he went for power down the middle.
Listen, I'm not here
It was
to
weird.
tell.
It was strange. That's what I know. You said you were quite. We were both quite annoyed downstairs yesterday. I just, it's disappointing. The players that are on the pitch, I have faith in to get the job done. And I know we, like you said, we had 3 goals, away goals. We're through, really. But I'm disappointed to see the players that were on the pitch. They should be able to secure the win, get it done, and they didn't.
I also thought, like, players like Pepe, and I know you got some stats around Pepe, I thought he was disappointing as well. There was one, I saw yesterday why Pepe doesn't start week in, week out, right? Because sometimes it's decision making. So there was one time when he's through, right? All he's got to do is cut the ball back to Aubameyang. He's there trying to put the ball through the guy's legs. I'm like, you do that when you're 1-2-0 up. You know?
But no, I'm with you. And the funny thing about Pepe, because I had to look at his numbers, I wanted to get a greater feel for his performance. In fairness, there was a moment in the second half where I thought actually he was working really hard, and whilst on the ball he didn't look as good as we'd hoped. I thought he was working hard, he was winning fouls, and you know, if I look at some of his stats, okay, he got 3 shots off, 2 on target. You kind of expect that in a game like this. But he was involved in 20 duels more than any other player. He won 100% of his aerial duels. It wasn't that many, but he still won them all. He won 5 fouls and he gained possession 8 times, but that one, 20 duels and winning fouls. If you're not playing well, at least do that. At least be a nuisance, be on the ball, work hard. And he did that. And I do think that's a big step in the right direction for Pepe. And we've seen that over the last few months. The work rate's been there, so it will come, I'm sure.
There's a guy here commenting saying that, what did he say? He said Goldbridge and Flex want Man United. I'm like, I'm sure they do. Listen, if they do want,
they want us.
Arsenal. They want Arsenal.
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
I'm sure they do as well.
Where again is that energy from? Because, you know, we haven't lost to United this season.
Correct.
So, you know, we've played them away, beat them. We played them at home, we didn't lose, you know. So I want to avoid United, to be honest. I don't want to get United. But if we get United, I don't think it's a draw that you'd say, right, Arsenal can't get through. Yeah. And I think that bravado there, if that is true, we don't even know if that's true, but I think that bravado there, I'm not sure if United fans really want to draw Arsenal.
I think people need to...
I don't think so.
This bravado thing, like even me, being with AFTV now, you learn how to just to manage certain things. I don't know where like you said, the bravado comes from. Even like Tottenham, like a couple expressions a couple of weeks ago, I was speaking to you and saying, you're not going to win the Europa League. We have more.
Yeah,
and it's just like
exactly. I'm looking at their team, and as I said, I mean, you know, any Spurs fan knows that they bottle it all the time. And they completely bottled it yesterday. I mean, they're 2-0 up. You know what? Why that was a complete capitulation, right? They're 2-0 up. Zagreb haven't got an away goal. That means Tottenham, all they've got to do is score 1 goal, and that's right? Done. Zagreb then now know that they've got to score they need to score 4. Yeah. 4, not 3, 4 goals. Yeah. So they were even in a better position than we were. Yeah. Right? If they would have... And to lose 3-0. And, well, it was brilliant.
Yeah, for us it was great. And Mourinho, what he was saying as well, he was just slating the. He wasn't slating. Yeah, he was. He put it all on the players. He was like,
Mourinho. That's what he does,
wow.
man. That's why I didn't want him at Arsenal. That's why, you know, I mean, all these people who said, "Oh, we should have got Mourinho." I was like, no.
Yeah.
And he ends up leaving the club in an absolute mess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, I just think he's a guy in decline. And what he's doing at Tottenham is what he did at Man United.
Yeah.
Because he's on the way out. Looking at some of the teams we can get then. Dinamo Zagreb, of course, who beat Tottenham. Would you take them? I mean, they look good. They looked good yesterday, but over 2 legs, I'd be more than happy to get Dinamo Zagreb.
Yeah.
Granada, who've been...
Take them as well.
They lost to Molde last night. Remember, Molde were in our group. Beat Molde 3-2 on aggregate. I guess that's the team that everybody wants.
Yeah.
It's Granada, probably. Granada. There's also Roma. That's a difficult one. As I said, they beat Shakhtar 5-1 on aggregate. That's impressive.
Yeah.
By the way, they're getting ready for the Europa League draw on TV right now. Man United, of course. Slavia Prague, who've knocked out the 2 British teams, in Rangers, knocked out Leicester. So they won't be easy. Beat Rangers 3-1 on aggregate. And Villarreal, Unai Emery's team.
I kind of would like to. Yeah, I think we'll get Villarreal. I actually think we will.
And Ajax. Ajax as well. So there's some good teams left in there. There
is.
Teams with some good pedigree.
Definitely, yeah.
So, you know, it's not going to be a walk in the park. But listen, to win these type of competitions, it never is a walk in the park. And I remember when we got to the, and big up Quincy, he says, I want Nando's FC. They're out, mate. Nando's are out. Tottenham got knocked out yesterday. But,
is that what he calls the Nando's?
The back
The chicken. Oh, no.
But, you know, when we got to the final last time of the Europa League, we had to beat good teams. We had to beat Napoli. We had to beat Valencia. You know, so there's no...
It's never easy. It's never Arsenal.
That was a harder run.
Yeah,
that was a harder run.
Was.
We had to beat some proper teams, actually. I remember going through that run thinking, we're beating Champions League teams here. Yeah, the sort of teams you play in the last 16 of a Champions League knockout.
Yeah, definitely.
And we've done that even this time. Because look, we've beaten Benfica. We've beaten Olympiacos. Those are really...
They're tough teams.
Teams that are normally in the Champions League. They don't make it...
I don't think our cup runs are ever that. I don't think our cup runs are ever that easy. If I'm honest, we always have a tough run.
Yeah. Look at the Carabao Cup: Leicester away, Liverpool away, City at home.
Yeah.
You know.
It's never easy.
Yeah.
So you know, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be tough to get there.
Can we do it, Robbie? Do you think?
I think we can.
Yeah,
I think we can. I think, you know, obviously, if everybody stays fit, why not? I think you've got to look on it now and say the favourite's probably Manchester United.
Yeah. Okay.
Then probably after that, you probably look at teams like Arsenal, Roma, Ajax.
Yeah. That's kind of
right? So that's how it would be looked upon. I mean, if you looked upon it player for player, you'd have to say, and you was a betting man, player for player, you've got to go United. You've got to say, right, they've got the best. But Arsenal are in with a shout.
And we haven't lost to United. Sorry, like you said before, we haven't lost to United.
On the United thing, I'd rather play them over 2 legs. If we have to play them to win this thing, I'd rather play them over 2 legs, because over 180 minutes of football, I think tactically, you know the way Arteta will set us up and all that, I have more faith rather than a Bruno Fernandes or Pogba worldie getting them through in 90 minutes. You know, like so if we have to play him, I'd rather it was over the quarters of the semi. I don't want it to be left to just 90 minutes in a final, but you know we've got to get there first, obviously.
Yep, we've got to get there first, and it's going to be very, very difficult. But that's what you've got to do to win cups.
To
win cups.
What do you make of the fact that they're drawing the semi-final as well now?
Yeah, that's odd.
I don't like it.
Do you think is that I mean, you've got to jog my memory.
I just like you win that round, and then it's got the suspense of who you know you're going to get after that. But now they've done with this. They've got this new, you know, like they've done the draw earlier, where you know who you're going to get in the semi-final. You know, I'm looking at Roma, by the way. They're 6th in Serie A, so not having a great season. They've won 15, drawn 5, lost 7. So they're not having a great season in Serie A, but they are a good side.
Where are Villarreal at the moment? I swear
they're an okay season under Emery. The thing that all jokes aside, the thing that worries me about Emery is he obviously got us to the final of this competition, because I think over 2 legs he's very tactically astute and he knows how to prep for opposition. So these are the kind of ties that suit him. And that was where he was at his best for Arsenal, was the Europa League run, the one-off against big teams.
Villarreal, by the way, are 7th.
Oh.
Right.
It's not
played,
great.
won 9, drawn 13. That's typical Unai Emery.
A lot of draws. Yeah.
So,
Unai Emery to a T,
and 5 losses.
Oh, so they're not having an amazing season. I thought they were having
13 draws. So, yeah.
How many wins, sorry? 9, was it?
9 wins.
Yeah, that's not. Is that more?
Right, so they've won. Wow.
13 draws.
That's a lot.
So that shows you that his teams are very well organised defensively, etc.
They've won 9 out of 29.
9 out of 27 games.
27. My maths is terrible. Sorry, everyone. Yeah, that's not great.
That's not.
So that's what I'm saying. There's teams in. Mind you, we're not great either.
Yeah.
There's teams in there. There's teams in there that I think we could get past.
Someone else
if
is
we
doing
play to our levels.
Someone else is doing a stream on YouTube, Villarreal Fan TV, going, Arsenal are 10th.
Yeah, imagine.
They lost 12 games. Oh, my word. I'll have them.
Yeah. John Edwards says, get on with it. Right, we are waiting for the draw. Right, you know what they're like. They start, waffling.
Yeah.
Actually, the Champions League draw was drawn a lot quicker than I thought.
Yeah, they were straight into it.
But they waffle on and to give it all the spiel. I think it's a bit quicker.
The suspense
because you don't have, all these dignitaries in the crowd and that because of social distancing, so they're just kind of doing it.
Yeah, loads of people are invited, aren't they, to the draws, like an honorary invite.
Yeah.
Why do you want to go to that?
Typical UEFA, one of those. Well, listen, I'm sure there's a nice little spread and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
flights are probably paid for.
Yeah. UEFA, man.
Nice reception.
They obviously are not short of dough, are they?
Yeah,
so SGM says even if we win the Europa League, it's going to be really hard in the Champions League, facing the likes of PSG and Real Madrid. Well, let's get there and find out. Yeah, of course it would be hard, but I want to be in that competition. That's what I want to be in, and it would be winning a Europa League. I mean, what that would do for our transfer window.
Oh yeah, massive.
All of a sudden you can offer players Champions League football, there's a spike in income from being in that competition. I mean, that would be huge.
Yeah, it'd be everything. It would.
Nathan says he's an Arsenal fan from North London, but live in Croatia.
Wow.
And he says, was a great night last night. I bet it was over there. I know their fans are mad passionate over there as well.
Yeah.
Did you see Robbie Burton, the Arsenal? I think Arsenal Academy.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he said London is red, but Croatia's
blue.
I
saw that. Yeah, that's class.
Unreal. Yeah. FIFA Jab says, as a United fan, I would love to play Arsenal.
Who said that? Sorry.
FIFA Jabs in the comments.
So United fans are really wanting us, really.
I think.
I don't know. By the way, is that's a bit of a
random one. That's what I was shocked when he walked
probably
in.
Never Europa League. Has he won the Champions League?
Probably never played a minute of Europa League football.
He's the nearest one by, isn't it?
It was always Arsenal in their Champions League days and then City. I don't know where he is now. Well, clearly
he's here, but I don't know.
One Gael Clichy, but listen, big up Gael Clichy still.
He's a very good player.
Had a good career.
He had a good career. Very good career.
What a player.
Imran says we need to be perfect for 5 games if we want to win the Europa League. As much as we've enjoyed Spurs' demise, a team like Zagreb would have KO'd us last night. Shambolic performance last night. We need to pattern up. But Imran, I don't think we would have played if we would. Well, listen,
it's hard.
I don't think what I saw of Tottenham against Zagreb. I thought we, even in our performance, which was terrible, which weren't great. But at least we created chances. That Tottenham game I watched, they didn't really create nothing. You know what I mean? They didn't create anything.
Until the last
they were just drifting around. You know what I mean? I don't know. Listen, if we get Zagreb, you never underestimate them. And it'd be a good, if you get a Zagreb now with what they've done at Tottenham, nobody's going to underestimate them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? So, but I'd take them.
Yeah.
I'd take them. Lil Kolo says it was nice to see Mislav Orisic turn into his 95 rated FIFA card against Tottenham last night. He's been around for a while now. I think he's playing football in China. He's playing football in South Korea.
Gee,
he's come back. Look at what. Brilliant hat-trick as well. Did you?
Unbelievable.
The goals in it, man.
Yeah.
The last one where he just runs from the halfway.
Yeah.
And no Tottenham player, that's what I'm saying, no
close
Tottenham player even tried to tackle him. They just let him through. And then the
him
save
down.
by the goalkeeper at the end, I mean.
Oh, that was class as well.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
It's mad.
How he got across.
And how Harry... Yeah.
Ricardo says, do you fancy United? I think Arsenal are missing a cutting edge to win this. Let's go United. He's a United fan.
Interesting.
I don't really want United, I'm being honest. I don't want
I don't.
United yet.
Not now.
But if we got United, which I hope we don't, but if we got United, we've played Man United twice this season. We haven't lost to United. So it's not, it's not a foregone conclusion that United would beat us. I know they're higher than us, obviously, in the league, but, Man United are beatable.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't want United.
They've been knocked out, they got knocked out of the Champions League, remember, right? When they had a couple of good victories. So,
Do you know, I just want to quickly go back to that save, obviously, yesterday from Dynamo Zagreb, and just talk about Harry Kane, Robin. I know you spoke about him, and you were saying about the goals that matter in big games. That's when you need Harry Kane.
Right, the draw's starting now. Here comes the first one that's been drawn out. And
Arsenal.
it is...
Short line. Granada.
Come on. Granada is the first thing drawn out by Gael Clichy.
Come on.
I fancy a bit of Granada.
Come on, Arsenal. Come on,
Arsenal. Give us Granada. Gael Clichy.
Come on, Clichy. Yeah, come on, man. You just
warm those balls up.
That's gonna get
Warm up
clipped.
those balls.
That's definitely getting clipped.
Right, come on.
Come on, please.
But United get 'em.
Oh, don't. Come on.
They've drawn Man United.
Days, man.
Lucky jammy bastards. Man United versus Granada.
Oh,
So I
we
think
don't
we
have
can safely
United.
say United are through to the semi-final.
That's really annoying.
But that means we don't get Man United. So we're not going to draw. We're not going to draw Manchester United, which I think that would have been probably the hardest team to get in there. So was the next one out?
It's so funny.
Also going to do this the hard way. I know we've had it.
It's never going to be.
Arsenal, we've been drawn out. Arsenal have been drawn out.
So we're
at home in the first game. Who are we going to get?
We'll get out of the way.
Who are Arsenal going to get?
Terrible this season.
Gael Clichy, ex-Arsenal player, of course, drawing out Arsenal. Now, this is a big one. Who have Arsenal got? Here it comes.
Come on.
Here it comes.
I don't even know who I want.
He's untwisting the ball. He's about to pull it out. That is
Slavia
Prague. You can't argue with that. That is not a bad draw for Arsenal. Slavia Prague, of course, who beat Leicester, who beat Rangers, right? We've had that unsavoury thing about the racial incident in that game as well. We don't even know what the fallout of that's going to be. But that's who Arsenal have got, Slavia Prague. We'll get back to that. The draw continues. Ajax have come out now. Ajax.
So some big guns are going to face
some
each
big
other.
Guns, big guns are going to face off with what's left. Man United and Arsenal both got a touch.
Yeah, we got
so far,
right.
Especially United. Granada. They've had it easy. Well, they did get to be
no,
fair.
they had
Milan.
Are they necessarily worse than? I don't know. It's hard to compare.
Drawn
it's not going to be quite difficult.
Ajax are going to play Roma.
That'll be a good,
so one of those big guns are going to go.
Wow.
One of those big guns are going to go. Ajax have drawn Roma. And remember, they will do another draw to see who you get in the semi-final should you progress.
Forgot about that.
So we'll find out who we have in the semi-final.
Who needs the Champions League? This is, look at this.
Stop it, because we want to be back.
Right.
Look at this level of...
Who's coming out next? Who's coming out next? Dinamo Zagreb.
Yeah.
The conquerors of Tottenham. Rewarded with a home draw.
Get that in there.
That could have been you, Tottenham fans. Yeah,
Villarreal,
just saying, that could have been you.
Dynamo
But it ain't.
Villarreal.
Right, who's Gael Clichy going to draw out now?
What's he spinning?
I know, it's Villarreal.
Don't just pull it out. So, Unai
Emery.
It'll be a good game. It'll be a good game to watch as well.
Drawn Villarreal. Again,
Can Unai succeed where Jose failed?
So that's the draw. That's the draw. Arsenal have drawn Slavia Prague. Now we're going to find out who, if we beat Slavia Prague, who we will get in the semi-final. The obvious one you want to avoid will be Man United, right? You don't want to get Man United in the semi-finals.
I feel like it's going to be them.
If anything, try and get to the final. It doesn't matter even, I suppose. But you want to get to the final.
Yeah, we're going to play him, as I said.
I'd rather have him over 2 legs.
I'd rather have it over 2 legs. But
I guess.
Where actually, genuinely, the better team will go through.
Yeah,
no one-off final.
Right.
I reckon it'll be in.
So who's been drawn? Semi-final. Clichy's drawn out the first ball here.
So that's
The winner
Man United.
of one quarterfinal one, that's Manchester United
Or Granada.
Granada.
You never know. Granada might do a madness.
Come on, Granada. I'm going to get my Granada flags
Yeah,
out.
I'm going to start.
Can't see Granada beating Man United, sorry. And they will play.
You just notice we'll say quarterfinal 2.
Oh, 100%, bro. It's going to be.
They will play the winner of quarterfinal 3.
Ajax
So
or
that's a big one.
Ajax or Roma.
It's a big
so
one.
that means that if Arsenal do get through, they will avoid Manchester United.
Which means we'll have either.
They will avoid Manchester United. That means Manchester United, if they beat Granada, will play potentially Ajax or Roma. Remember, they did beat Ajax before in a final
We'll
when
have
they won it.
Dynamo.
Which means...
We'll have Dynamo or
means
Villarreal.
that, winner of Group 4 will play the first leg. Which
Villarreal
of
or
course that is
Zagreb.
Villarreal or Zagreb, right? Conquerors of Tottenham, and also Unai Emery. We could possibly get him in the semi-final. Will play either Arsenal or Sparta Prague. Now, I'm not being funny. You can't argue with that.
You can't.
That's, all things considered, that's a very good draw.
That's a
for us.
very good draw for
You know,
Arsenal. We've had it very
done.
tough all the way. We had Benfica, we had Olympiacos, but now if Arsenal can beat Slavia Prague, they will play either Dinamo Zagreb, or Villarreal in the semi-final. Get past one of those two, it's the final for Arsenal. That's a pathway, right? You can see a pathway to the final now, a clear pathway. Reaction, guys. A reaction from you guys out there.
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah, listen. You don't write anyone off, as we saw yesterday with Zagreb and Spurs. However, that is as good a draw as we could have hoped for, really.
Yeah.
Who stands in our way are Slavia Prague and one of Villarreal or Zagreb to the final. You take that if you're offered it.
take
You know?
that.
And it means United will face one of Ajax or Roma.
big ones, yeah.
For sure, in the semi-final if they go through. And that's a big test for them. So,
But you know what it's also done, right? And Lee Judges has just texted me and said it couldn't have been a better draw. And he says he's enjoying the watch along. Big up, as I called him last night, Lee Judjovic. Judjovic.
What did he do?
What
you know like them Croatian
They
names.
got the
Pochovic.
Judjovic.
He was such a big Dynamo Zagreb fan.
No, he was.
That's why I called him Lee Judjovic. You know what I mean?
he was standing there going, oh, what a night.
Oh my God, the energy up here. It's crazy.
He's saying that, which, you guys are agreeing on. You couldn't have voted for a better draw than that. And what it means is that if both English teams do their business, they will meet in the final.
Yeah.
Potentially, it could be an Arsenal-Manchester United final.
Woo! I think.
Could you imagine that?
That'd be amazing. With a fully fit team, Robbie, I think we can definitely go all the way. We just need to keep everyone fit, and I think we have a massive chance of getting this Europa League title.
This will be all about focus for me. It's all if the players are focused, they take it seriously, which I'm sure they will. We can win it. I said yesterday, I feared Spurs. Just because United are higher than Spurs, I didn't necessarily fear them more. I think because I always feel that Mourinho might do something. So, let's see if we get to the final, we'll worry about it then. But Prague.
Prague.
We've got to call up Leicester fans, ask them what went wrong.
Scouting.
Yeah.
Or Tottenham fans. Oh, no, they didn't play him, didn't they? No, Rangers fans, sorry.
Yeah.
Robel says, it's a fantastic draw, guys. Jay says, good draw. Olivier's now steady on. He says, easy final. Yash says, easy draw for the Gunners. Now, see, this
Slow down.
This is what you can't do. Sedenik says Slavia Prague is more dangerous than Granada. Of course. Slavia Prague are a decent team.
Good team.
Sushan says we can actually win this cup. Jabir is saying that Arsenal versus Manchester United Europa League final 2021. Take this as a screenshot.
Robbie, I wonder how the players, their mindset is right now. Because obviously you'd thought we was through, in my opinion, with the 3-1 yesterday. And by that, it seemed like we could see that from the players' mindset and how they played. I hope they don't see the run up to the semi-final, to the final, and think, oh, do you know what? This is a favourable run. What we're doing right now, and just take their foot off the pedal. I think James is right about focus.
I think what's happened last night with Tottenham is going to change the focus of a lot of teams. It's going to be like, listen, you can't take any. And the fact that Slavia Prague knocked out Leicester as well, there's no way Arsenal can afford to take them lightly. Because remember, Leicester are higher in the league than us.
Yeah.
And have had a much better season than us. And Slavia Prague knocked them out. That shows you they are no mugs. Right, so if we don't take that game seriously, we'll go out.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah,
These
you're
teams,
You're right.
These teams are driven to try and go as far in that tournament as possible. Imran says, lads, we have a decent run to the final. Like I said earlier, let's be perfect, focused and ruthless for the 5 games in the Europa League, and let's win this. Bijou says, no joke, this is ideal. We've avoided the 3 best teams in the competition, Manchester United, Roma and Ajax. We must get to the final. We have a United v Arsenal final brewing. It is brewing. But you know what?
Let's get to the semis.
A lot of people have been saying
let's
those things. It could be a Leicester thing and Tottenham, but they're out.
It's true.
So that just goes to show you, man, no room for complacency at all in this, or you will be gone. But, you know...
Listen, if everyone won the matches that they were supposed to win, we'd be playing Leicester in this round and then Spurs in the semi-final.
Yeah.
So that's, you know, that tells the story as to why we shouldn't be complacent. But he's right, we've avoided the 3 best teams.
Stuart Keane says, good luck to Arsenal. As a Rangers fan, they are a dangerous team. He's obviously on about Slavia Prague. I hope UEFA hammered them for their antics last night.
They want to give us a bye, I'm happy.
We get a bye for that. Kuro says, apparently we've... Broden, you spelt Granada wrong apparently. And he said, you're disrespecting Granada. So get it right? Ooh. Now, Granada...
Stop put grenadine in there.
Granada, please. Granada. Could you imagine if Granada beat Manchester United?
That would be scenes.
I can't see it. I just can't see it.
That'd be amazing.
Luke Murphy says a United versus Arsenal final incoming. Ron T-Rex says easy for Arsenal to the finals.
We've got to be careful.
I
don't like this, man. I don't want.
Liam says, in my opinion, Slavia Prague shouldn't be in the competition because of what happened last night.
Yeah.
But they won't. They will be. You know what I mean? UEFA.
But they don't take it.
You know what they're like. They don't take these things seriously.
It's more aggravating.
And Jason says, I woke up this morning and thought we're going to do this in a Cecil whisper. Much love from Texas. Right? And Mark T says, it's ours to win, Robbie, and it's ours to lose. We need to focus 110%. That performance has no chance of us winning it. We must perform. I mean, you look on it. You look at Slavia Prague, and I know you wouldn't say that on paper they're a better team than Benfica or Olympiacos, would you? No. If anything, you say they're a similar level, if not as good. Should be on paper. I know they'll be dangerous, but that is a favourable draw. Then if we get into the semi-finals, it could be Unai Emery.
Unai, I told you. I quoted Thanos today. Destiny arrives. Okay, he will. Unai Emery will be there.
I am
waiting.
Inevitable.
If we make it, Unai Emery will be waiting, and everything I ever said about him will come back to bite me.
Oh, that's class.
But listen, if it is, you know, Villarreal in the semi-final, you'd fancy that, wouldn't you?
You'd still, if you had to bet your mortgage on it, you'd still bet on Arsenal. But
yeah, I'm excited. I think this is good. Like I said, I've been living for these Thursday nights recently, so just it's good. I want to know. If we do get a Europa League title, I'm thinking way ahead. If we get it, is it a good season for Arteta?
Are you just having a laugh? I want it could be the season
if
of
he
all
wins
seasons for him. That would be.
He could finish 17th to win it.
If he wins the Europa League,
your
league
point.
Position doesn't matter then. You're in the Champions League and you've won a European trophy. That would be 2 trophies in 2 seasons.
That's really good. It's a great record.
You know?
So if we get to the final, we're not going to do a Tottenham thing, but like, at least we got to the final. We're going to be
If Arsenal get to the final, you're in it to win it. It's going to be a difficult final to win. I mean, last time we got to the final, we had Chelsea, another English club, and we all remember how that went. We were poor. So but it's about getting to the final. And Mikel Arteta has shown that he can get to final. He can get to a final. He can show that he can overcome very difficult teams to get to a final, like what he did in last year's FA Cup. I mean, if you look at it, if you really look on it like this, right? The road to winning the FA Cup last season is more difficult 100%. Than the road to get into the final here.
It's a great way to look at it, Robbie.
Because we had, if I remember rightly, it was a quarter-final against Sheffield United, not the Sheffield United of this season, but a Sheffield
They were
United
on,
that was flying.
good last
right?
season.
Yeah.
Went there, got that win, right? Then it was Manchester City in the semi-final, and Chelsea in the final. And he, so.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
mad. That was mad.
So, if it's like, all right, now we're quarterfinal stage and Slavia Prague, Villarreal, Dinamo Zagreb, get past those. Then you come up against, say it was a Man United or a Roma or Ajax in the final.
You'd feel...
You still look on it and say, well, you know what? He knows how to overcome big teams in the final because he overcome Chelsea in the final last season.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Massive.
So, I think we can... And it should be, you look on it and say it's probably a better team now. It's a better Arsenal team.
100%.
If we can keep Partey fit, if you can, Sackers and people like
guards, get them firing.
that.
There was a great stat on Sky Sports about Arteta's results in 19 games against the Big Six, again, compared to the 19 games before. And, it's something like we've won 9, whereas before we won 3. We've conceded 25 goals, whereas before we conceded 42. Something like that. But the point is, he's tackled those bigger games against heavy opposition much better. I do think that is a problem he has addressed very well. I don't fear for us as much as I did in big games. So something, whether it's a mentality thing, a tactical thing, has improved there. So, hopefully that will work in our favour.
Yeah.
Yeah. James Dyer says, big up you guys, great work. It's a far cry from the 7-0 against Sparta Prague a few years back. But we have to be focused and ignore the other teams. Remember that. Jacob says, it would be insane if you guys could come to Prague. I'd be excited to meet you guys. Cheers from Czechia. Of course.
That's a dream.
That would have been brilliant.
That's a dream.
Prague.
Yeah, that'd be class.
Right, look, it's not
The
going to
whole
happen.
team,
Not
imagine
going to happen, unfortunately. Marcus says, great draw, but Don Robbie, when is the best of enemies? With expressions, Europa League special on. It's on today, if he turns up. You know what I mean? Because he looked damaged.
He was hurt yesterday.
He looked damaged.
Yeah.
Nick says, are you confident in beating United in the finals, Robbie? Listen, you can't deny that Man United, if we did get to the finals, I remember we're not in the finals yet, or they're not in the finals yet, but if we did get to the finals, you can't deny that Manchester United would be the favourites. But, as I said, Mikel Arteta has overcome Manchester City in a semi-final and Chelsea in a final. So,
and Chelsea in the league.
Why could he not overcome Man United as well? So, to win it, you're going to have to beat a very top team in the final. It's either going to have to be, if you get to the final, it'd be one of Man United, probably Ajax and Roma.
Yeah.
Arsenal Granada final incoming.
Arsenal Granada final.
Imagine.
The Art of FIFA says, Robbie, I'm a big Arsenal fan. I think last night we knew we was through and got the job done. I think Arsenal will bring the heat. AFTV, the best YouTube channel. Thank you very much. He says, thanks for your great work. Thanks for that.
Great comment.
Patrick says, as a United fan, I know we are the favourites, but playing Arsenal in one game worries me, as you've seen before. SGM Shamson says, hold up, guys. We need to do well against Slavia Prague before we can think about the final. Of course. Look, we've got to beat Slavia Prague. Slavia Prague are a top team. But, come on, we cannot complain about the draw. We can't.
No, you can't.
It's
a good run.
Like somebody pointed out, the teams that we all wanted to avoid were Man United, Roma, Ajax. Those three in particular. We have avoided those till potentially a final if we get there. So now it's in Arsenal's hands. On their side of the draw, we're the strongest team.
Yeah.
So it's in our hands to ram that advantage home and get to the final.
Yeah.
Ali says, we beat United in the league, we can beat them in the Europa League. And Mikel says, Don Robbie, have you thought about buying the Emirates? I wish I could. I wish I could, mate. It'd be a lot of changes, I'll tell you that. Right?
I love these comments.
But so many people, coming in saying that they're very happy about that.
I'm just going to go purchase the Emirates today.
Very happy about the draw. Here's another one. Jamal says, Slavia Prague made it really difficult for Barcelona in the Champions League last season. We need to be cautious. You're a good side.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to looking back at how they play, their performances, and breaking it down, doing a number crunch and looking at how Arteta may set up to beat them. It's going to be interesting.
I want to look at how they beat Leicester, because I'll be honest, that happened and I just kind of moved on.
We're going to have to get you on it. We're going to have to get you on it, James.
Oh yeah,
Break
I'll
it
have
down.
so much fun looking at that.
Levi says we need Cecil as a Aubameyang double as a striker. I think it was actually Cecil playing last night. No, that couldn't have been Aubameyang missing all those one-on-ones.
All right, Mr. Aubameyang's best friend. Best. All right,
I was around the studio and you weren't there.
Casper says this is the problem. We don't take our chances when we get them in the start of a match, and when we get super insecure, and that results in mistakes. We look so fragile at times. Do you know? And Leoma says Robbie and the crew should come to Ireland. Trust me, as soon as things settle down, we'll be there. They're actually showing the Arsenal game again now on the TV. I don't think there'll be too many people watching that back from last night against Olympiacos. But the thing is, we are through. That's the main thing. DJ Burns TV says, I'm very nervous. If we get through, I expect Villarreal with Emery, and they'll be wanting revenge for when we battered them the season we got to the final. That's Champions League final, of course.
Oh yeah.
West Ham Online fan says, don't underestimate Slavia. We got Souček and Kufal from them. Sime Kula and Stanku are fantastic. Keep that danger man section. That is going to be very true, right? You know what I mean? They've got very good players, but then so have we. You know, Arsenal have got Aubameyang, Lacazette, Odegaard. You know what I mean? On paper, we've got very dangerous players as well. We're supposed to. But it's on paper, and you know, as people always say, you don't play the game on paper, you play it on grass. Yo Dazza says, why is everybody talking about United in the final? You've got to look at the pathway.
Yeah.
You know, we're saying potentially anyway. We're not saying, and even us, we're not saying we're going to get to the final.
Yeah, true.
If we get there, I'm confident it'll be Man United. I really am.
I'm confident we can get.
You'd have to say, you know, looking league positions and stuff like that. You'd have to say United. You know.
Do we know when the final maybe potentially going to be played on? Does anyone know? Because it'd be nice.
The final's going to be played in Poland.
Yeah.
In Gdansk. And that is the final. You know, and hopefully we get there. And again, that would have been a nice place.
That's what I want to know.
To visit.
If we could go there. Yeah. Like, when is this? All right.
I'm speaking completely. I don't know if there's any truth to this or whatever, but. Were they hoping that for some finals, I don't know if it's in Europe, they were going to try and get fans there? Was there any talk of that?
There was talk, but from what I'm hearing, like I think in Poland the rate is quite high.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So I very much doubt that that will be played with travelling fans.
Got to get that vaccine.
So by the way, our first game will be on the 8th of April.
Okay.
Right? So the 8th of April, that's the sandwich between the game against Liverpool and Sheffield United. So it's kind of when we return back after that international break.
Yeah.
So 4 days later, Liverpool, then Slavia Prague. So again, it's another one of those sort of difficult ones where you've got a really tough game and then a really tough game. You know what I mean?
It's the rotation.
They're showing this here now.
Pepe should have squared.
There's somebody in the comments who said, Robbie, he did try and square it. He did not try and square that ball. DT was trying to say that to me yesterday as well. If you watch it here, they're just showing it again.
Lovely ball from Danny Ceballos, by the way. He had a bad game, but that was a really nice.
Yeah, great ball.
Now watch it here. Watch his body shape, right?
They try to push it around him.
He could have used his left foot and he could have passed it. He's trying to pass. He's trying to shoot through the player's legs.
He does put his hand up almost as if to apologise.
Look at that. Look.
He's going to shoot there. His head,
he's trying to shoot. He's trying to score.
Yeah, his eye line's on the ball.
Whereas he should have just cut it back for Aubameyang. You know, again, those are the sort of things you can't afford to do if we to try and progress in this tournament. We've got to. It's all the one thing we've got to take our chances.
Oh, massively.
Yeah.
Plus, look, Pierre says just before the draw, I had a feeling it's going to be an Arsenal v Granada final. Now James just said it out loud.
Wow.
Has it manifested? A Granada final? Amadi says we're talking about United, Roma and Ajax versus Arsenal final. How about Arsenal versus Granada in the finals?
People really think, oh wow.
Yeah, I don't think so.
It's going to be a Zagreb-Granada final. All right, it is. The sooner we accept it, okay?
Right, well, listen, we're going to wrap it up now. So that is it. That is who Arsenal. Let me just remind everybody once again. This is the draw for the Europa League that's been made today. Granada will play Manchester United. Arsenal will play Slavia Prague. By the way, is it better that we got the first game at home? And the second game away?
I think so. We haven't been great at home recently. I just want to get it out of the way.
Ajax will play Roma, and then Dinamo Zagreb will play Villarreal. If Arsenal were to progress and beat Slavia Prague over the two legs, then they will play the winners of Granada, Manchester United, or Ajax Roma. That's one of those 4 teams in the semi-final. So there's a potential there for, I've messed that up. So if Arsenal beat Slavia Prague, they will play either Dinamo Zagreb or Villarreal in the semi-final, right? If they get to the final, potentially it's going to be, they will meet either Granada, Manchester United, Ajax or Roma in the final, but they have avoided the three big guns that everybody wanted to dodge, which was Manchester United, Roma and Ajax, right? They've avoided them till at least the final. So for me, it's a very, very good draw. What did you guys make of it? Leave it in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe here to AFTV. But we have got a date with Slavia Prague. Can we get the job done, get to that semi-final, and then Villarreal or the conquerors of Tottenham, Dinamo Zagreb, can we get past them and then a final? You never know. You never know. Thank you. Today's show is sponsored by Profit Accumulator, the UK's #1 match betting service. So what is match betting? It's a method that's used by individuals to profit from free bets and incentives offered by bookmakers. And when you sign up to Profit Accumulator, they will walk you through how to do match betting with their easy to follow video guide. So what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description and you can start your Profit Accumulator journey today.